Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan P. Butler. This time we continue our look at what we began looking at in the last episode, which is some Turkish DVD releases of the Star Wars films. Last episode we looked at the Turkish Attack of the Clones DVD, and found that the discs were probably imported from somewhere else, probably Australia, but the packaging was specific to the Turkish language. Repackages tending to be the thing because of the size of its market compared to other regions, for instance. Really wasn't designed for a Turkish audience. We found that the bonus disc didn't have Turkish as an option language-wise at all. It was just English, and the main disc had Turkish subtitles as an option among several others, but no Turkish audio, even though we know that Turkish audio existed because there's a dubbed VCD that we've already seen here on the show for Attack of the Clones. Now, we haven't seen a Revenge of the Sith VCD from Turkey on the show yet, so I can't speak to that. But this time we're going to take a look at the next film along the way, Revenge of the Sith on DVD from Turkey, and see something that makes the repackages a lot more obvious. That is this. Again, we have a similar packaging to what we see in other regions, but no widescreen or anything on the top. It is widescreen. That begs the question of whether full screen existed for either of these. We have Star Wars with the 3 behind it. Revenge of the Sith in English instead of just the Turkish title, and then underneath the Turkish title, Sithin Intikami, if I'm saying that correctly. And at the bottom, again, the THX stuff, but in Turkish. Spine, again, somewhat similar to Episode 2, 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment logo, Star Wars, but then the title in English with the title in Turkish underneath it rather than just Turkish. Then the Roman numeral 3, THX symbol, DVD symbol. Notice of all the stuff on here, no Lucasfilm symbol. The back here, this is again from Tiglan. The back here gives us our information about the discs, all in Turkish. Description of the film in Turkish. Again, cast crew information in English, except where it says stuff like also starring, which is in Turkish. Legalese and such down here. It is Region 2 PAL. UPC symbol, 20th Century Fox, Lucasfilm. Little hologram there. Episode 2 did have the hologram on it also, by the way. Up here, I just didn't note it at the time. Mine's kind of peeling on that one. But there's your packaging here for Episode 3. You open it up and take the discs out. We do have an image behind it. In this case, we do have the prongs for the insert, but there isn't one, at least not in my copy here. There may have been one. And the little prongs that on Attack of the Clones actually held the insert here hold an arm for one disc with no spot for a disc on this part. There's a spot for the other disc. Okay. And it says, you just barely see it here, a chapter listing. The chapter listing is actually in English, but you can barely see it. The scene selection, like where it says scene selection and then lists them, where it says scene selection is actually in Turkish. But then the actual scene names are in English, which is a little weird. But now you're like, yeah, let's check out the discs, man. What do those Turkish discs look like? They don't really exist. Instead, they are repackages. Disc 1 appears to be from Germany. Okay. So we have Disc 1, or DVD 1, again, instead of saying Disc 1. Star Wars, then Revenge of the Sith in German, Die Rache der Sith, or something like that. I think that's a warning / rating there. Copy protection thing, Region 2 PAL, product number, note over there off to the side. Again, I don't speak German. And then just the tiniest bit of legalese down there at the bottom. Now, as a German Disc 1, the audio available is English 5.1 Surround EX, and the same for German and an audio commentary. Still no Turkish audio, though we don't know if a Turkish dub exists, or at least I don't, because I have not seen a VCD that's dubbed in Turkish for Revenge of the Sith. It may exist, it may not. The subtitle options include English, German, German for the hearing impaired, a German version of the commentary, it seems, and Turkish. Hence making this one that would make sense to pack in if you're doing a subtitled version basically for the Turkish audience. The second disc doesn't even come from the same country. There's your second disc, and you'll probably recognize those labels for the ratings. This is from the UK. Disc 2, so DVD 1, Disc 2. Not consistent. Star Wars with the 3 behind it, Revenge of the Sith, in English as opposed to German or Turkish, or English and Turkish, as the case may be. Not for rental. Then the UK and Ireland ratings here. Okay, Region 2 PAL, product number, copy protection thing. A little bit of legalese down at the bottom. Again, this appears to be from Great Britain and Ireland, right? The UK version. And depending on which feature you're looking at, some of them do have subtitles. They appear in English, Danish, Svenska, Norwegian, and Swedish. No Turkish, at least not in any of the digging I could find on the disc. So again, just like with Attack of the Clones, we have a disc 2 of bonus features where the language of the audience, Turkish, doesn't exist. At least in this case, though, there are some other language options rather than English only, as was the case with Attack of the Clones. And we have a disc for the film that has a Turkish subtitle option, but no Turkish audio option, and the subtitle is just one among many, so they can reuse this disc. A bizarre repackaging of something from Germany and the UK as a mismatched set in a package that is designed with its insert and everything for the Turkish audience through Tiglan. I guess this is just helping me to feel really kind of privileged, blessed, you could say, of being part of the English-speaking audience for Star Wars stuff. Because it's sometimes even tough if you are a major market and it's a non-English-speaking major market. But we get the stuff in the language that it was made in because the films are being made here, they're being made in the UK in some cases. Basically, we are able to take advantage of the home field situation, so to speak, and don't have to deal with companies repackaging stuff for us and whether or not it really meets our needs or not. So I feel for those who are in Turkey who got this and really maybe couldn't have made much use of that bonus disc. But hopefully, now that we are in an era of Blu-rays and so on, maybe we're seeing more language options generally overall in Turkey. I haven't checked out any Turkish Blu-rays yet. With that, we'll wrap up this episode. Be sure to catch our next episode because we're going to be taking a look at a bizarre original trilogy set from Turkey. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers.